Can you freaking shut the frick up, please? As we came out, helicopter, fire engine, police cars. Ooh, honey, stop. Hi guys, Anna here. So today I'm going to be doing a mukbang and I've got some KFC here. I don't really have a way of displaying it nicely, but I've got some tenders. You know what? I am going to go get a plate actually. So I'll be back. Yeah. Okay, cool. Hi guys. So today's mukbang, I'm going to be eating KFC. So I'm just going to pop it onto this plate. So these are my favorite chicken tenders ever. I love chicken tenders. Okay. So we got some tenders. I'm going to chuck that on the ground. I got some chips. I just got a regular because this is already enough food. Fit for a king. And I have a twister here, but I don't know if I want to put that. I got my solo, some dip. I think I might just I don't know. This is not a very good mukbang, I already know. So don't judge me, it's my first mukbang. But there's my KFC twister. Are you ready for the satisfying part? That's the bit I like. Solo is one of my favorite soft drinks, or pop, soda, whatever you call it in America. Sorry. Alright, we're gonna open that aioli. Oh my gosh, I just keep burping today. Ooh, satisfying. Does anyone else want to lick the lid? I just don't want to be gross, so I'm just gonna. KFC chips are so good. I find that they salt them really well. They taste better when they're really fresh though. So good. I don't want to be gross, but I love licking my fingers. But they actually gave me the little wipes, which I find most of the time they never give me, so kudos to them. So today I was gonna do a journaling thing, talking about video ideas and starting up a YouTube channel, because I started this channel I feel I'm just gonna bring the food here, sorry. I started this channel at the start of this year, 2020, and I made a video about mini trampoline workout, and then I made 2 other videos, a Zaffle haul. What was the other one? I don't know, I can't remember. I don't even know what videos on my channel apparently. So I kind of just left the channel after that. I went to Bali for 2 weeks and then I kind of just didn't care. I was busy working. There was all this work drama and stress and coronavirus and all this other crazy stuff started happening, and I was I don't know, I just can't think about it. I'd love to get into YouTube, blah blah. I just didn't do it. I just say you should just start a channel. Just do it anyway. Just make videos. I mean, obviously do it only if you enjoy it. But if you're not making videos, you should, because that video that I uploaded six or so months ago now has 20,000 views, which is insane. I do also have an ASMR channel called 5 Minute ASMR, but I think I'm going to go in and revamp that and redo it all, because I have 130 something subscribers on that channel, and I don't upload, but I should upload. So I'm going to go in and redo that channel, and hopefully that can like drive traffic to this channel as well. I don't know, I'm trying to be strategic. I want to think of it as like a hobby, but also potentially as an income. So I actually went on Zazzle and ordered this like notebook, and it has Anna Evanz written on there. You probably can't see, but it also has like my details on the back there. You also probably can't see, but whatever. It just says like professional full-time YouTuber, YouTube Anna Evanz, and then my business email, obviously the link to my YouTube channel, and then it just says lifestyle content creator, because like I don't know what I am. Like I just want to kind of make random videos that I enjoy. And so yeah, I thought I'd get like a book, and then this can be where I have like any like video ideas, scripting for my videos, if I have ideas for thumbnails, or if I like want to work out exactly what shots to get for a video, I can write it all in here, and this is like specifically for my business stuff. And it just makes me feel like it's more like a professional job, and it's not just, you know, like random. So I need to go through my hard drives and reorganize everything again, and like make sure I stay on top of it and treat it like very professionally. So I don't want to say like treat it like a job as in like I don't enjoy it, because not all jobs that you do are not enjoyable, but I just want to have everything really organized and so that it makes sense, and that I'm not like accidentally missing things and all that kind of stuff, because when you spend hours editing, it's very easy to like lose stuff if you're not keeping track. So I'm gonna do that. This tastes so good. I know I'm just eating chips, but that's because like it's easier to speak. Oh my god, it's so good. I don't even order the normal original chicken anymore. Not that I don't like it, but tenders just have my heart, honestly. I'm sorry if you didn't actually come here for the mukbang part, but I know I probably titled this like KFC mukbang cheat day or something, but I don't know, I don't really like calling it a cheat day. I'm still getting a lot of protein from eating this, so and I probably like won't eat much for the rest of the day because it's already lunchtime. I'll probably get to dinner and I'll still be full after eating this, like, to be quite honest. So I'll probably just have something really light for dinner because it's Friday night as I'm filming this. I'll probably like have like a bubble tea or something, like go out with my boyfriend and maybe just have like a snack, but I don't think I'll eat like any other meal for the rest of the day after eating this and the twister, because this twister is gonna like really fill me up. It's exactly why I didn't buy the large chips, because it was not my first rendezvous with this particular order at KFC. So I know what's gonna happen. But I love KFC. So here in Australia, we really don't have that many like good fast food places. Or at least not where I live here in South Australia. So you probably never heard of South Australia. I don't blame you. You feel like, I don't even know what I'm saying. Most people only know Sydney and Melbourne. So maybe if you're lucky, they'll know like Gold Coast, maybe Brisbane. But most people don't know of like Perth, Darwin, Tassie, or Adelaide. And if you do know of Adelaide, usually you'll get 2 responses. Oh my god, I've been to Adelaide. I love Adelaide. Or, oh, you're from Adelaide. Why do you live there? So, yeah, it's like one of those places where you either love it or you hate it, or people just don't know where it is. So, I don't know. I have the love-hate relationship with Adelaide because it's so boring here, but my boyfriend loves it here, so if I could choose anywhere to live in Australia, I would live in the Gold Coast, or actually no, the Sunshine Coast. That's where my mum lives, and it's just so beautiful there, and the weather is nice, and like the good thing about living at that section of Australia is you've got the Sunshine Coast, you have Brisbane, you have the Gold Coast, and then you've got, like, you can drive just across the border into Byron Bay. It's just beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna like, I get a chronic runny nose, I'm really sorry. My nose just runs when I eat food because I have a deviated septum and it's really annoying. So I can't like breathe properly out of this nostril, and then it just runs all the time. It's the worst. Yeah, so I live in Adelaide and it's really boring here. We don't have like theme parks or anything. I mean, we have like Adventure Park. It's really boring. And the beach house. But there's nothing to do here, and the weather is shit most of the year. Like, it's dull, it's dreary, it's cold. And then in summer it's like blistering hot. It's so annoying. So yeah, I live in Adelaide, and I don't even know what I want to say about Adelaide. Adelaide's just meh. There's nothing to do, nothing to say. I can't remember what I was talking about. Wow. I have like KFC brain or something. So yeah, I'm just a small town YouTuber from Adelaide that nobody cares about, but I'll give you some like little fun facts. Sia is from Adelaide. Teresa Palmer is from Adelaide. I literally can't think of anybody else who's from Adelaide. I think there's a few more. What's her face? Sam Weaving, Samara Weaving, I think is her name. Hugo Weaving's niece. She's also from Adelaide, apparently. You probably don't even know some of these people, I don't know. But anyway, you can always look them up. But they're from Adelaide. I don't think many popular people have come out of Adelaide. So, the only thing we're famous for is the Barossa Valley. Which is the famous wine region. It's very famous worldwide. Because we make a lot of really good wines here in South Australia. It's pretty much the only thing we're known for. I think like Oprah came here, a few other celebrities, but they usually come here for either our food festivals. We do really good comedy and food festivals here, and the wine. Gosh, I can't even speak. Wow. I already know this video is super boring. I'm sorry. It was just me eating KFC and rambling. I didn't like script this out or anything. I always wanted to be a mukbanger because I love eating so much. So at the moment I'm watching 11/22/63, which is a TV show with James Franco. And it came out in like 2016 or something, about the JFK assassination. It's just really interesting. I have 2 more episodes to go, so I'm going to finish watching it tonight. So far it's really good, but I just find like the main character to be so annoying. And like dumb. He's just so dumb. It's like a time travel TV show, if you haven't heard of it. And he has to like go back in time to prevent the JFK assassination. You should watch it if you haven't. Sometimes I struggle to find TV shows that I can watch with my boyfriend because he's just so fussy. Like, his attention span is like, it can be a challenge to find something that we both want to watch together, even though we've been together for like almost 6 years. You think we'd know exactly what each other likes to watch, but you know, you kind of get sick of compromise as well at some point. You're like, oh, I really just don't want to watch this. I don't even want to pretend that I want to watch this. But most of the time, like, we don't have that problem. It's just like, as of lately, we haven't been able to find much to watch. And then there are other times where I like write heaps of lists of things to watch. But like, I don't know. Somehow we still like always go, what are we doing? What are we watching? What are we eating? Every bloody weekend. So, I'll tell you an interesting story. Well, I don't know if it's that interesting, but it was scary as crap when it happened. So, in 2016, I think. Was it 2016? No, the end of 2017. Oh my gosh. Seriously, I don't know what's going on with me today. Or at the end of... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the end of 2000... No, it might have been... I don't know. Either 2016 or 2017. My boyfriend and I... So my boyfriend's called Jono, so I'll just call him Jono. Jono and I went to the Gold Coast for a holiday. I love theme parks. I love the Gold Coast because there's theme parks there and the weather's nice and there's beaches and it's beautiful. So we went to the Gold Coast. Now, we were meant to go to Bali. So there's like a backstory to this. We were meant to go to Bali for my birthday. Wait, no, for our anniversary. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? Yeah, so we were meant to go to Bali for my anniversary. And for our anniversary. And then we got to the airport. And I was still on my child passport at the time. And I didn't realize there was still 6 months on my passport. But I didn't know that it actually expires when you have 6 months to go, like, left. So I was 3 days past that 6 months. So I was like 5 months and 26 days or whatever the frick it is left on my passport. So we got to the airport. I went to check in and she checked my passport and she's like, oh, I'm really sorry. You know, it's 3 days over. Like, we can't let you board. And I was like, wait, what? And she's like, oh, you need to renew your passport before 6 months is like left on the expiry. So I'm like, oh shit, really? And I was like, are you sure, like, we can't go? It's only 3 days. And they're like, well, we could let you get on the plane, but by the time you get to Bali, they'll just send you home. Like, they won't let you actually leave the airport. So, of course, I was in tears and I was so embarrassed. Like, we paid thousands of dollars for this holiday. And then, like, we couldn't go. And our travel insurance wouldn't cover it. So I was just in tears. They're like, well, you can get an emergency passport, but it'll probably take, like... This was on a Friday that we were leaving. And they're like, well, it's a weekend coming up. So you probably, like... Normally it could take, like, a couple days. But they're like, nah, you'll probably end up, like... taking like 4 days, 5 days. And I think we're only going for like just over a week, like 8 days. So I was like, oh my gosh, no, there's no point. Like, by the time I even get it, and we still have to buy flights to go there, we'll be there for like 2 days. Not worth it. And then we just have to spend more money. It costs like hundreds of dollars to get an emergency passport. I was so devastated. And then Jono had already taken time off work as well. So like he had put his annual leave in, and I was just like, so what, we're going to stay home for a week? Like I'd taken time off work. I was just so upset. I was just so annoyed that I didn't know that, because it was my child's passport. Like I got it when I was like, I think they only have 5 years on them, which means 4.5 years if it expired, like doesn't count that 6-month period. So I'd only gotten it like the 4.5 years prior to that. And I didn't know. So, lesson learnt. But yeah, so then what we decided was like, we got home and then it was super embarrassing. Like, I was really embarrassed. Because Jono's parents like picked us up and I was like, oh my God. We're meant to be in Bali. Jono couldn't get a refund on any of the hotel, I think there was 2 hotels we were staying at. The 2 hotels we couldn't get a refund on. Yeah, I was just really disappointed. And then we got home, and then the next morning we decided, let's just book a holiday somewhere else, but we'll go somewhere locally, like in Australia. I'm sorry, hang on. There's some guy just walked up, because like my room's at the front of the house. Some guy just walked up. I don't know what he did, but something banged, and then he's wearing a hat and a hoodie, and then he just walked away, like down that way. He's not wearing like a uniform. Okay, I need to go and check out what just happened. Hang on. Okay, I have no idea what just happened. So I went outside, like by our front door, there's like 2 bins. And I thought maybe he was like putting something in the bin, but it also sounded like maybe he was accessing our electrical box. So I opened that up, and then I like turned my head, and I can like see through the neighbours and stuff. And then I saw him walk, not into the house next to us, but the one like after that. I can see his head over the top of the fence because it's not super high. So I saw him in there, and he walks in and then he walks out, and then I see him do it again to the neighbour further back. So I was like, maybe he's like dropping off pamphlets or something. But like I didn't see, there was nothing under the door, there was nothing by the front door, there was nothing in the bins that we didn't put in there. And I don't know what he's doing, so that's creepy. I was like, I hope he's not doing anything like he's like targeting people or something. Oh, I like feel really paranoid now. I've watched too many Stephanie Soo true crime stuff. Oh, that was weird. I've never seen that happen before. That's so random. I don't know why that happened while I was filming either. That was super weird. I'm a little bit creeped out. Oh, the front door is locked, so. Anyway, so back into my story. So, what was I up to again? No, okay, so we decided we were going to go somewhere locally in Australia, and we decided we'll go to the Gold Coast because it's one of my favourite places. And so we booked flights in there. It was still like a few $100s, but it was either that or we just like stay home and be miserable. And since he had already taken time off work, like using his leave and stuff, we decided we'll go to the Gold Coast. And so we flew to the Gold Coast, we stayed at this nice place. We went to, what did we go to? Oh, we ended up really going to 2 theme parks, I think. Yeah, so I think we had a pass for Dreamworld and Wet and Wild. I thought we did 3, but I guess not. I don't know, it was a few years ago. Apparently my memory is just really bad. So, I'm like a really bad storyteller. I'm so sorry. I promise the next one will be so much better. I'm just like super weird today. So like, we do the normal stuff. We went to this like observation deck. I literally can't remember what it's called. We walked around the main strip, Surfers Paradise, got food, all that kind of thing. And then towards the end of our trip, we decided we'll go to Dreamworld. I don't know if you know where this is going, but we went to Dreamworld, and like when you first go into the theme park, there's like, I guess you can decide which direction, like how you want to do all the rides and stuff. We decided to go on the first one as you walk in on the left, which is like the big roller coaster loop, and we waited like an hour in line because I think we got there at like 10 in the morning or something like that. So we went on that ride first, and then like we're kind of making our way around like this. Whitewater World is like on the other side. So we're going to do that last because we're like, oh, we'll be getting wet. So we'll just like do anything like water related at the end. So we decided to do all the roller coaster stuff, blah, blah. And we get to this one ride. Now, I think it's called the Thunder River Rapids ride. And if you're from Australia, you probably know about this particular ride. It's very family friendly and has been around for many, many years. Very famous ride. It's kind of like, because it's family friendly, people don't think it's scary. I still thought it was like kind of intense in a way, but my boyfriend was like not that keen to go on it. So I was like, Jono, no, let's go, it'll be fun. And he was like, oh, okay, we'll go on the ride. So we get on the ride, and like when you get on these like tubes, right, so it's like a water ride and you're on these tubes and you're like going like that, whatever. And so they have these like Velcro seatbelts, which I thought was weird, but like you sit in it and it's like a Velcro seatbelt. You're not like properly strapped in, which is a bit creepy, but also like it's still kind of like tight, I guess. So like we go on the ride, it's really fun, and then we get towards the end, and like, but from like what I remember, as you're coming towards the end, there's like a platform, which is like where you step up onto, but you're in the tube, right, and then you go up onto this conveyor belt, and it's like a metal conveyor. So when we came up from the first conveyor, I was like unstrapping my, like I don't know what you call it, unvelcroing my seatbelt thing, and then I was like standing up to get out, and there was two girls, and they were like facing the other way, getting people onto the ride. They weren't looking at us getting off of the ride. So I was like, oh, do I just like get out? So I went to stand up, and then the girl turns around, and then she's like, no, please don't take off your seatbelt. Stay seated. We'll be with you in a minute, or whatever she said. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, so we kept going forward, and then like where it drops down, and then you know how the tubes come around for the new people to get on. There was one tube that was stuck. So like it wasn't able to move. I don't know, it must have got stuck on something. I don't know what happened, but it was stuck. So I was like getting a bit worried. The girl came over and like we unstrapped and got off, and then I like turned back and looked at it, and I was like, oh, that looks dangerous. Like, why is it stuck there? So I don't know what they did with that. So I thought that was a bit weird, and then I didn't think much of it after that. So we went through the rest of like the theme park, and we went on the Wipeout, I think it's called. So it's like the big one that like shakes you and like you get thrown forward and there's like water underneath. I hated that ride because it's very jerky and like robotic. So when we were on that ride, this is when things like shit went down. We didn't know at the time. But that is like, if I look at the exact timing of when this happened, that's when we were on this ride. So once we were finished with that ride, we're like, oh, maybe we should go to White Water World. And I went, no, not yet. I really want to go to Tiger Island. So Tiger Island is where they have the tigers, because they have animals and stuff at Dreamworld as well. And I'd been to Dreamworld before, like, I think 6 years prior. Like, I went with my mum when I was like 13 or whatever. And so I wanted to go to watch the tiger show, because they have a white tiger. And I was like, oh, I really want to see the tiger. They might have like babies or something, like really cute show, and they just tell you about the animals and stuff. So it's like a specific part of the theme park. So like, we're walking from the Wipeout thing. I think we got food, and then we were going to go to Tiger Island, because we had to wait for the show to start like 3:30 or something like that. I can't exactly remember. It was around that time. And then we decided, we'll walk over to Tiger Island. So we're just chatting, like walking towards, they have this like gate thing you walk into, and it says like, welcome to Tiger Island or whatever. And then as we're about to walk in, 2 employees come running, and I mean like running out. And like, I'm like kind of like rounding a corner, so they almost like bump into me. I probably shouldn't even say bump, they almost smash into me. And I'm like, what the that's rude. Like, why would you come running out of there? Like, hello, watch where you're going. You know, I was a bit like, what the frick? Not knowing anything about what's happened. And so we continue on, obviously, into Tiger Island. We make our way to like the seating area, and we sit in there, and we're like waiting for the show to start. Other people start coming in for the show. I'm always early. So we're like sitting there for like, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. And then the people start rushing in, and then the show is about to start. So they have the tigers come out, and they had this guy with the microphone thing, and he was talking about the tigers, like how old they are, what they're like in the wild, like their behavior and all this kind of stuff. And it was really cool. And then all of a sudden, Jono gets a message on his phone. And then he's like, what the heck? And I'm like, what? What's wrong? I don't know what's going on. He's like, my sister just asked if we're okay. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, there's been an accident at the park. I'm like, what? I think they had this was like during an intermission of the Tiger Island show. I think they were like going out to get one of the other tigers or something. So we were just chatting, but yeah, there was like a random intermission. And that's when all of this was happening. So he gets a message from his sister with a news article saying that there'd been an accident at the park. Now, we were at the park literally at this time, and we didn't know anything about this. Like, no, I didn't know about it. So he was telling me out loud what, like, this particular ride, and we're like, oh my God, we were just on that ride. And then, like, we didn't know what happened. We just knew there was an accident on this ride. So we didn't know what's going on. Like, we didn't know the details. The news article didn't have any details in it at the time. And then these people, like this couple in front of us, like in the seat just below, because we're up higher, they turn around and say, yeah, we saw the accident happen. Like, we were in the stands watching above, and we saw the tube flip over. And I'm like, what the heck? What are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, on the River Rapids ride, like, they had a group of people in there, and it like flipped over. And so we were like, oh shit, we were just on that, like, not that long ago. It was like 2 hours prior we were on that ride. So at this point, I'm like, holy shit, that could have been us. Like, are those people okay? What's going on? And then like a couple minutes later, like, we were just chatting, like, what the fuck? Like, oh my God. And then a few minutes later, they come back out, I think, from the Tiger Island with the tigers. I think they were taking them back in now. I can't remember what was actually happening. My head was like going a million miles an hour. But the guy comes out, and he's got the microphone, and he's like, there's been an emergency at the park. An incident has occurred. Everybody needs to, quietly form a line and make your way to the entrance of the park. So we're like, oh shit. And then I think a big loudspeaker comes on and just says, everyone, please quietly make your way to the entrance. Please don't go anywhere else. Make your way to your lockers and then exit through the entrance. So we're like, oh shit. And then you just have these like hordes of people all being directed to the entrance of the park. And we had stuff in the lockers. So we obviously had to quickly go to the locker and like fight through 100 other people to get to our locker, to like open it up, grab our stuff. And we're just like in shock. Obviously nothing like this has ever happened to us before, and I've never like seen anything like this in Australia. So we were just really shocked. And then like as we're making our way through the front entrance of the park, as you come out, there's like steps that lead out. As we came out, helicopter, fire engine, police cars, people like in swarms in front of us on their phone crying, like calling their parents, like it wasn't us, we're okay, like we don't know what's going on, we're going home now, or like whatever, because not everyone who goes there is a tourist. But yeah, it was just like, we were just like, what the heck, they just like helicopters everywhere and like police officers. It was like intense. They had like massive media coverage, and then, you know, hundreds if not potentially thousands of people all in this car park trying to leave at the same time, like, because it's the theme park's off a big highway. So by the time we got into the car, I was like calling my mum, like, Mum, I don't know if you've heard, but there was an accident at Dreamworld and we're leaving the park now, we're okay, just want to let you know in case you hear in the news. And then Mum's like, oh my gosh, like what happened, blah blah. And like we had the radio turned on at this point because they were doing live coverage of this, and it took us like an hour to get out of the actual car park because of all of the people trying to leave at the same time. And yeah, it was like really scary. We didn't know what had happened, so they said that they had 2 confirmed dead, and we were like, what the heck? So apparently with this accident, I mean, I don't know all the details of it, like maybe I'll look into it a bit more, but I think there was a family on this raft and there was 2 kids, I believe, and I think 4 adults. Correct me if I'm wrong, but so I think when they hit the conveyor belt, it like flipped over and the kids got thrown out. Luckily they survived, they did not die. But I think one parent, I don't know, I'm not sure the exact answer. I think someone got stuck under the raft and they drowned. Somebody else got thrown into the conveyor and unfortunately got minced in the conveyor belt, which is just awful. That is just awful. And I think another lady got trapped underneath the conveyor and probably drowned. I don't know. I could be totally wrong, but I think I vaguely remember, because this was like a few years ago now, like 3 or 4 years ago, and like they kept saying on the radio, like 1 confirmed dead, 2 confirmed, 3 confirmed, and then I think like the next day or something they had the proper number or whatever it was. But I think like the kids lost their parents, and yeah, it was pretty awful. But it was a big story at the time. Obviously, like Dreamworld had to shut down and they couldn't reopen for like a long time because people were really angry about what happened, because this is a family-friendly ride and people died. You know, and apparently one of the 2 girls that was working that day on the ride, one of the girls that we saw, it was her first day on the job. Like, imagine how, so I don't know if there was like anything involved with like her being new and like something going on with the ride, but imagine how like terrifying and traumatized you would be on your first day on the job and people like died probably right in front of you. Oh, that would just be awful. So bad. I can't imagine how that would feel. So it was really tragic. I think they lost a lot of money and like all this kind of stuff. So they should, because obviously something was not right and they really screwed up. And people died because of it. So yeah, it was just like, it was weird. It was a weird way to end our trip. The fact that like we didn't even know that it had happened, and like Jonathan's sister back here in Adelaide, when we were in Gold Coast, knew about it before we did, and we were at the park at the time. It's crazy. So that's why I'm like really shocked by like how you can be at the park and not know what's going on. And then the fact that they didn't call it as an emergency earlier and shut down the park and get everybody out. I think I remember hearing that the paramedics and the forensic scene investigators, or whoever they are, who went to the scene had to get psychology appointments or something. They had to go see psychologists because they were like traumatized by the actual scene itself. Is really effed up. Nice catch. But oh my gosh, I feel so bad for the kids who survived. I mean, obviously I'm super glad they didn't die or anything like that, but it must be really hard to know that your family died and like you were probably forever going to be traumatized by that event for the rest of your life. That's just awful to think about. So yeah, that happened. That's like probably one of the more like crazy stories that have happened in my life. Not that it happened to me or anything, but just like the whole circumstances was really, really creepy. And just to think like we could have been those people if we had gone on that ride 2 hours later. That's terrifying. It's, you know, like it's really important to be grateful for your life. To not take things for granted, because you just never know when you won't be here, or a family member won't be here. So I don't know, moral of the story is like, tell people you love them if you love them, and realize that everything you do in life, doesn't matter what it is, comes with potential consequences and risks, I guess. I'm not trying to scare you, I'm just saying like, be grateful for life, because you have no idea when it can be completely changed forever. Oh my gosh, you can hear my congestion. I'm not even sick. This is just like my nose. I really want to get a septoplasty done, which is where they correct a deviated septum. Because I also have what they call I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, a concha bullosa, which is like an air pocket in my nose. It's really weird, but you can Google it. So yeah, I really want to get that fixed, because it's really hard to breathe when I'm eating. I have to breathe through my mouth while I'm eating. It's really annoying. And if I get sick, it's like my worst nightmare, because I just can't breathe, especially if I've got like a sore throat and then a blocked nose. I really struggle to breathe. Like hardcore, I need to get this deviated septum fixed, because like, I don't know, you probably can't tell, but this side of my face is like asymmetrical. It's not the same as this side of my face because of my deviated septum. So like, my nose is a little bit crooked. It's like, oh doggy, sorry, someone's walking their dog, it's so cute. So yeah, I don't know like how I just randomly changed the topic, but can you freaking shut the frick up, please? I hate traffic sounds so much. I love living in the country because it's just more like peaceful and there's less traffic sounds. This is just the biggest ramble of a story. I'm so sorry. Let me eat this. Should I save this for later? I'm not actually full yet, which is really odd. Normally I am, but I think it's because I'm talking as well, so I'm eating like a lot slower. Ooh, honey, stop. It's all just falling out. Oh my god. I love the original Twister. I don't really see anybody else talk about these, but I love them so much because they have this like pepper mayo, and it's my favorite thing. So good. I should put like another wrap here, so that anything that falls out can like be another wrap. So I'm just gonna move this chair here so I can have my feet rest on it, but oh, it's actually really cold today. I have my ASOS order over there too, so I'm probably going to film a like little try on activewear haul in a minute. Well, maybe not in a minute because I just ate, but yeah, so strange world we live in. It's my fave. Ooh. Excuse me, sorry. So yeah, so I think like after the incident happened, we went to Wet n Wild because we were like, oh, I think we were going to go somewhere else. I think it might have been Movie World, but after that, because we hadn't bought the ticket yet, because everything was obviously booked last minute. So anyway, we were going to go to Movie World because I hadn't been. I didn't actually go when I was like 13 with my mum. We went to SeaWorld, Dreamworld and Wet n Wild. Because normally you can only get 3 park pass even though there's 4 parks. So we did those and I was like, okay, this time we'll go to Movie World. Because I haven't been to Movie World. And then after the Dreamworld happened, I was like, I don't feel safe going on roller coasters. I don't want to go on them. So I'm like, okay, we still have some time here. Let's go to Wet n Wild because that's a water park. And I just feel safer on like water slides. So we decided to go to Wet n Wild instead. That was like a good decision. It was a great day. I love Wet n Wild. I just love anything that has to do with like water rides. They're just so fun. Ow, I just bit my lip. Oops. So yeah, we ended up going to Wet n Wild and that was pretty much like the end of our trip. Nothing much to say. I didn't want to post about what happened on the day on social media just because like, I don't know, it just felt a bit weird. That was, yeah, pretty much the end of our trip. We got home safely. Thank goodness. So yeah, that was pretty much the end of our trip. And then we went home. No, this was definitely 2016. I get confused because like usually, because October is Jono and I's anniversary, so I kept thinking, no, we definitely went somewhere in October of 2017, but we went to Hong Kong and Taiwan in 2017. So it was in 2016 because my boyfriend wasn't living in the UK at the time, not until early 2017. So yeah, it wouldn't make sense for it to be in 2017 because he was still in the UK. Sorry, I'm finally remembering my life apparently. Yeah. So we've done like quite a lot of travel together. my boyfriend and I, we went backpacking for 3 months in Europe in 2017. I went in 2016 in May. I went solo backpacking at 19 years old. And I was there for 3 weeks. I'll probably tell the story another time in another mukbang because it's interesting, and I promise I'll tell the story better next time. But I think that'll be it for today's mukbang because this video is like an hour long. I'm gonna have to do some serious editing. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this random rambling KFC mukbang. It didn't turn out at all like I thought it would, but nonetheless, I had fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel. I don't know like how often I'll post mukbangs, but maybe like once or twice a month. Maybe more. I don't know. We'll see. If you guys like this mukbang, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I usually post fitness videos, occasionally some other random things. I kind of just want this channel to be like whatever I want it to be honest. I'm not going to like dictate it specifically by niche because I just like want to make so many different kinds of videos. So definitely subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell icon if you want to get notified when I upload. Like this video if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks guys. Bye.